Hello, I'm Dr. Kirby Thompson, licensed naturopathic doctor, owner and operator of Wildflower Wellness. And today we have Dr. Kirby's pick, May 2022. Can you believe how fast the time is going? I was just talking to a friend of mine this weekend, and she said in the Word, the Bible, it says that time be speeded up, yet lest no flesh be saved. So I'm grateful for that. Praise the Lord. Praying for the rapture. Praying we're worthy to escape that which is coming. Okay. So this month we're talking about the kidney. The kidney is very important. Literally for everything. Because the kidney has to do with getting out the water, getting out the toxin, balancing the minerals in the body. And so much more. So what we have done this month in our social media is just take out some big things about the kidney that we often talk about. Now, being the kidney in Chinese medicine, the kidney is part of the water element. And the water element includes the bladder and the kidney. So I have, in the Chinese tradition, included some bladder things. Later in the month, we're going to talk, probably next week, we're going to have a post on prolapse and how that can that can be a part of postmenopausal stuff, as people get old, because those estrogen receptors really aren't getting anything. It also leaves you open to friability, non-lubricated tissue, which gives you infection. And so that really can be a big thing. And remember what happens with infection. It can go up. And that can cause some big problems too. So we have to make sure we're taking care of the whole. And not just the kidney, the bladder, but the whole. Because you cannot remove the part from the whole. So in our social media this week, our first thing we talk about is a little corn silk. Corn silk is known to be a diuretic. It actually has known to have some kidney restorative properties too. Problem with a lot of medications, especially those with blood pressure, is that they force the body to do what it can't do. It's worn out. So do not stop taking your blood pressure medications if you're taking them. Always check in with your doctor. Just know that there are some herbals that can assist the kidney in function and actually have more a restorative capacity. So that was the purpose of that post. Now, then we talked about some urinary tract infections. Now, you can read the whole post. But I do want to go over just a little. Now, there's a lot more information on the post. I mean, a lot. So if you tend to suffer from big time, lots of common, frequent urinary tract infections, you may want to go look at that. But the basics, I stick to the basics. I love it. Because when we follow the basics, take out food intolerances, exercise, eat right, get some sleep, it actually is very helpful for the kidneys. One of our posts this month is, what things are we doing to harm the kidneys? And take those out. That's easy. Oh, some of them can be a little hard, like that sugar thing. That sugar thing is tough for people sometimes, especially under stress. Okay, so we have wiping incorrectly. Honeymoon cystitis, which is, urinary tract problems after, you know what I'm talking about? And there are a lot of things you can do with that. And to help with that, decreased water intake can actually, I've seen a lot of kids lately, and they seem to have, the weak kidney element. And I do think then their parents always say, they don't drink any water. And I'm like, make them drink some water. Enlarged prostate, kidney stones, suppressed immune system, food sensitivities. I know with food sensitivities, I used to get bladder infections a lot when I would eat dairy. Here lately, it's been more upper respiratory, but I'm off the dairy. But dairy may not be yours. It could be something else. I've known people with fruit intolerances that tend to have kidney deficiencies. Diabetes, the number one cause of kidney failure, diabetes, and prolapse. And we're going to go into a little bit greater detail, of course, in the posts that we do in this month, the month of May 2022. And we're also going to go into a little bit greater detail right here, right now. Who cares? This lady. Okay, so what can you do? Cut out the food triggers. If you're overcommitted, get some rest. In Chinese medicine, your kidney gives the qi, both the yin and the yang, to nourish the body. You know, if you're not getting nourished yourself, how can your kidney nourish the body? And we're going to talk about that in just a second. Get your hormone health checked out. Now, remember, hormones are really important. And the older you get, the easier it is to get those UTIs. Now, I go over a few things in the post, but here today I have a couple of things. Number one is the kidney bladder. This is just my go-to. Somebody calls this a UTI. I'm like, I have to see you in the clinic. Kidney bladder's great, you know. I actually keep a bottle at home just in case. You never know. It's happened before. I got a UTI and, you know, didn't have anything and everything was out. Oh my Lord, what are you going to do? Okay, now the other one I have here today is called urinary tract support. Now the urinary tract support, it does have some D-mannose, cranberry, pumpkin, dandelion, hibiscus. So it's actually very strengthening for the kidney. In fact, in kidney failure, in some stages, now remember you got to be really careful what you take in kidney failure because it can affect the body, the kidney negatively. But in stage 1 and 2, the hibiscus, the dandelion, and the pumpkin seed, all those can really help make sure there's flow going through there, especially with prolapse, especially postmenopausal. I really like it. Now, if you're having constant problems, you probably need to schedule an appointment and just say, this is what's going on. If you don't tell your practitioner what's going on, how are they going to know? We appreciate you all, and you have to be honest and tell it all. It is covered, that we don't leave the room. Now, another one is kidney stones. The kidney stones have actually increased in frequency in our American population over time. And that is thought to be because of our sugary, standard American, highly processed diet that came around years ago, 1900s. Can you believe I can say in the 1900s? Just like the 1800s, Anyway, so there's a lot of information and a lot of different kinds of kidney stones. And there are a lot of conditions that can be the root of the kidney stones, which do include diabetes, but also Cushing's, bone disease, increased oxalates, right, in the body, vitamin D excess. Had a guy one time, he said that he kept getting kidney stones. And I said, stop taking the D. And guess what? They went away. Now, that doesn't work for all of them. But that's why it's important to go to your natural health care provider and see what to do. Dehydration. And there's a lot of other things here, too. Low magnesium. Low magnesium to calcium ratio. Now, remember, always stick with the basics. Increase water, eat real food, decrease alcohol. Not a great idea. Now, if you're looking to address these, there are a lot of things that can help on our posts. But I want to call your attention to one thing, which I usually give people depending on where they are in their health, and that's called stone free. There's capsules and liquids, but it's like magic. Now, if you have hormone problems and are eating crap and eat a lot of spinach and are having oxalate stones, man, you need some other things. So make sure you're aware of that. Kidney stones can be very tough, and they can cause a lot of problems with that kidney and the urinary tract. So it's really important to stay up on that. Lemon juice. Lemon juice has been shown to be helpful, as well as some apple cider vinegar. And those are just on my basic handout, the apple cider vinegar is, and I love it. I try to do it every day. It is in my refrigerator, and I just take it. People say, how much do you take? I'm like, I personally take a swig and drink out of the bottle. It's my bottle. Nobody else drinks it. Okay. Now, what can you do? What may you be doing that's causing harm to your kidneys that you don't know about? Number one, NSAIDs. NSAIDs, pain, I take ibuprofen. All those Celebrex cause kidney damage. In fact, I have had a lady that had kidney failure as a result of taking NSAIDs. So that's a real thing. So you want to make sure you get to the root of that pain. And there's a lot of natural things for pain that can be used that are known to actually help the kidney or to decrease chances of having kidney issues. Of course, a highly processed diet. That's really bad on the kidneys. The number one cause of diabetes is, the number one cause of kidney failure is diabetes. Not great. You don't want to get there. Take some stuff. Change your life. Sleep deprivation. It is interesting. I do see in the clinic sometimes people say, what time do you go to sleep? Oh, 2 a.m. Can you not fall asleep? No, I just don't want to go to sleep. I'm watching TV. It's very hard on the kidney. It depletes energy and very important. Also the kidney has been seen to, repair. In Chinese medicine, the organs repair on a circadian cycle. And that has been shown to be pretty accurate. So it is really important to get in bed, your melatonin, your melatonin cycle. Check that out. And you need to be in bed because of that between 9 and 10. And then, of course, get up at a reasonable hour. But very important, if you have a TV show you want to watch, DVR that thing. Watch it online, something else. It's not worth harming your body long term. And remember, it's not that you stayed up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning one night. It's that you did it every night. So make sure you're watching what you do. Alcohol. Alcohol and smoking are not just bad for smoking, not just bad for the lungs, but it has been shown to be deleterious for the kidney. And alcohol as well. Binge drinking every night, that kind of thing. I actually had a friend from way back. He was diagnosed with these kidney cysts, big drinker. And he was getting ready to have surgery for a kidney cyst. And the night before, he went and had a few beers with with another friend of ours. And honey, he died that night. So it's very, very important. Alcohol. I didn't say don't drink any alcohol. I said, cut back and be reasonable. It's a balanced life. My Aunt Agnes is 104. She drinks alcohol on occasion, but she's very disciplined. She eats right. She eats all foods, but she eats small quantities. I'm telling you, and she's great. So I try to learn from her. Disciplined living. Sitting still. Exercise. People think exercise just for weight loss, but it's not. It's actually for immune system, gut health, lymphatic movement. Can be helpful with pain. And energy, very important, but also it's been shown lately to be important with kidney health. Very important. And again, there's always more in our posts. Now, I do want to go over the Chinese medicine stuff with you. And again, we're going to have a post with this, but I fell in love with Chinese medicine because of this stuff. And it talks about all the things that modern medicine does and science and all that, but it explains it with such greater depth and breadth, right? And in fact, it even shows that the kidney actually is the will. The will is the power, determination, single-mindedness, and tenacity. So if your kidney's weak, right, you'll have less of that. The emotion of kidney is fear. So if your kidney's weak, or if you fear too much, guess what? If your kidney's weak, you're going to have a lot of fear. But if you fear too much, you're going to weaken your kidney. See, isn't that so neat? And if you start talking to people and observing, you'll find that's pretty accurate. Now, the kidney itself is known to store the essence. That's your constitutional essence from your parents, right? It opens to the ears. So hearing can be associated with the kidney. And this is Chinese medicine. It manifests in the hair. And head hair, specifically head hair. So people that go gray, lose their hair, things like that, that's associated with the kidney. It produces the marrow, governs the water, controls the two lower orifices, right? That's the bowel and the urethra as well, the anus and the urethra, as well as the spermatic duct. So a lot of times when people have trouble with the spermatic duct, part of the herbals is addressing the kidney part of that. And there's a lot of things that we're going to be putting in our posts, like dreams, smell, color, taste. So I really want you to go look at our social media, and I want you to like it, I want you to share it, I want you to follow us. I appreciate you doing that. I think it really helps us, and I really think it helps you. And if there's something that you want us to go over or would be helpful for you in your health, please let us know. On one of the posts. I always get alerts. We'd love to have that. Last but not least, chronic renal failure. So there are some things that you need to know about chronic renal failure. A lot of times doctors look at your estimated glomerular filtration rate. What? Well, that's that thing on your blood work that says EGFR. But you also need to look at the BUN, that's the blood urea nitrogen, and the creatinine. Because those will tell you earlier if you're having issue with your kidney, if you need to support your kidney, right? That way you don't get into any predicaments with that EGFR value, right? Now, we've had a post on kidney failure before, but we didn't do a lot of herbals and things like that. So you may want to go back to our other post on kidney failure that explains your risk factors and all of those good things. I'm going to have some of those most likely in our post this month. Now, there are 5 stages of kidney failure. Stages 1 and 2 can be recoverable, but once you get into stage 3, you've lost about 50% of your kidney's capacity, your nephrons. That's half. And those are really hard to recover if you can recover them at all. So it's really important to stay on top of these things, to look at your own blood work, because most of the time medical professionals don't say, hey, you're at a 50, you might want to do something, right? It's like, hey, you're at a 20, you're in stage 2 kidney failure, you might want to, think about dialysis and when you're going to start that. But we want to avoid that, right? So pay attention to your values. Remember, it's always a good idea to get your perspective from a natural health care provider. And if you don't have one, praise the Lord, we love to serve. Okay, so if you're in stage 3, 4, and 5, you really got to watch what you eat. You got to watch how much you drink. You got to watch the herbs that you take. So we're going to talk about herbs for stage 1 and 2, right? Herbs that have been seen helpful to restore that balance. And that's pellitory. Some of these are pellitory of the wall, stinging nettle, seed, rhubarb, hawthorn, milk thistle, hibiscus, panax ginseng, romania, astragalus, licorice, a Chinese herb that is wonderful, cornuvernum, Sergicornuvernum, Vaccinium myrtillus, dandelion, capsicum quercetin, carnitine, fish oil CoQ10. That's at the top of my list for anyone, those 3. With NAC, vitamin E, selenium. Now some other herbs are Cordyceps sinensis. I really do like taking this. It actually gives me some energy, and I know it's great for my kidneys. Coptis, curcumin, and Perea. Now, some things that are usually easier to take and can be added, if cleared from your natural healthcare provider, that can be added to help with that kidney are the homeopathics. So I've seen a lot of great results with the Kidney Milieu, that's a physical company, and the Renapath, the Renapath and the Renacord with that. And I love those homeopathics. Homeopathics are great, and a lot of times you can take those when you can't take anything else. Remember, there's always something you can do, even if it's drink more water. So if you have any questions about the kidney, about conditions with the kidney, please let us know. Comment. We want you to like, share, and follow. We appreciate you, and we look forward to serving you, and we pray you have a great day. And give us a call and visit us online, www.wildflowerwellnessllc.com. Thank you so much.